satisfying beauty, isn't it? Truly, this province is one tropical paradise that's on the bucket list of everyone. Where am I right now? I'm in Palawan, one of the best eco-destinations in the world. The largest province in the Philippines in terms of total area, the province of Palawan is one of the most beautiful regions in the country. With its 1,770 small islands, the entire island of Palawan is one beautiful landscape and seascape. Sabang, which is one village in Palawan, is a must-stop destination as it is astonishingly framed by mountains, pristine water, and which is home to one of the country's best natural gem, the Sabang Underground River. Sabang is the entry point to the world-renowned Puerto Princesa subterranean river, officially declared in 2011 as one of the new 7 wonders of nature. Inside this 8.2-kilometer river, we are going to see one of the largest cave rooms in the world. Known as the Puerto Princesa Underground River, the national park is located in the St. Paul mountain range on the western coast of the island. The underground river was declared as one of the new 7 wonders of nature. How was it declared? Walk us through the process.
So, na-establish po yung park noong March 26, 1971. So, by virtue of Proclamation 839 ni President Ferdinand Marcos. And then, in 1994, it was expanded into 22,202 hectares by Proclamation 212 ni President Estrada. And by then, 1994, na-declare siya as World Heritage Site ng UNESCO.
Okay.
Tapos, in 2011, dun siya na-declare as one of the new 7 wonders of nature. Basically because of the declaration or the inscription na isa siya sa mga World Heritage Sites.
Since 1992, the city government of Puerto Princesa has been managing the park, and the entrance to the underground river, subterranean river, is a short hike or boat ride from the town Sabang.
What makes the underground river different from any underground river all over the world is because yung tubig na dumadaloy sa underground river is affected by the tides. So the river, it measures 8.2 kilometers. So yung tubig mula sa Kabayugan River, pumapasok siya sa St. Paul Mountain, which is the one at our back.
Right.
Tapos, yung cave entrance, yung tinatawag na inflow. So, dadalo yung outflow.
Right.
So, dadalo yung tubig doon all the way to the West Philippine Sea.
So, yung part na yun nagiging brackish, it's a combination of the fresh water and the salty water.
Yes, basically yes. Pero like what I've said, it depends on the tide. So, when it's high tide, the cave is, majority niya is salt water. So, pag low tide, majority is yung fresh water.
A protected national park, the cave can only accommodate 1,200 visitors daily to protect the natural habitat of wildlife inside the river. I understand as we were traveling inside underground river, they showed us meron daw pinakamataas na peak inside. I was told I can see it from the outside kasi talaga it's really deep. I don't remember how high, 100 feet, parang ganon. How high was it?
I think it's 160 meters above sea level, so it's the one at our back there. The tip of the nose of the mountain.
So yung parang pateng.
Yes. Ang tawag nila dito sa mountain na to, well, basically it is St. Paul Mountain. Pero ang tawag ng mga locals is parang sleeping giant.
The sleeping giant kasi yun yung face ng giant. So it's the tip of the nose.
Yes.
So yan ang highest peak inside. So when you're actually inside, you can see it. Ano talaga?
Yes.
Malalim talaga. Inside the cave are stalactites, stalagmites, and columnites, which through years and years of evolution have become spectacular formations. One general rule while inside the cave is to have an open and playful imagination.
Yan po yung jellyfish flowstones. Kaya flowstone po siya dahil nabuo nga po siya galing po lang sa gilid ng wall pababa. Yan po sa harap natin, yan po yung Titanic ship. Kita niyo po? Okay, at ito na po yung dinosaur sa ating kanan.
What are the measures you take to ensure that the river and the cave is protected?
So every day po, 1,200 people yung pumapasok sa underground
Maximum?
river. Yes, maximum po yan. Hindi po pwedeng lumagpas.
Okay.
So yan po ay set forth by DNR and UNESCO para po mapangalagaan din nga yung cave.
Right.
So other than that, minomonitor po ng park yung mga motorized boats natin, yung mga park ferry service natin. Monthly or regularly check yung mga makina ng mga bangka kasi
Make sure na hindi sila nag-spill.
Opo, at saka may clearance po silang kailangan kunin sa DNR.
Home to insect bats as well, the subterranean river is home to marine creatures and even tarantulas. I see meron ding mga monkeys, may makak, meron mga other wildlife. How do you protect them and what's the rules for them?
Well, basically po, bawal pong pakainin yung ating wildlife within the park area kasi nga medyo dumidepende yung ating mga wildlife sa tao.
Nangunguha nga sila eh.
Opo, kasi before, nasana yung kasi picnic area yung
That's right, outside.
dati.
Yes.
Tapos nasasana yung mga monkeys na pinapakain sila. So ngayon ipinagbawal na once nakakita sila ng plastic, akala nila pagkain na.
Yes, that's right. Basta nagbubukas na ng bag, they think na pero hindi sila pwedeng pakainin.
Opo.
You cannot feed them. So that includes the iguana, meron di ba mga parang lizards pa doon.
Opo, yung mga bayawak.
Mga bayawak at saka yung monkeys, the macaques.
Opo.
And ano pa yung mga ginagawa natin to protect?
Kapag pasok po sa loob ng kuweba, basically bawal po ang maingay. Kasi mali-disturb yung mali-disturb po yung ating mga bats sa loob ng cave and yung iba pang mga wildlife sa loob. Like may mga snakes po tayo sa loob at may mga tarantula din.
Right.
Tapos bawal po yung kamay nasa labas
Sa tubig.
Opo, sa tubig kasi may mga po tayo doon, eels na pwedeng makakuryente at may mga isda rin po doon na baka makagat yung mga natin.
Mga kamay. Now also vandalism ay merong mga writings on the walls.
Yes po, pero kung papansin po natin yung mga vandals po is mga panahon pa ng mga Amerikano.
Old siya.
Opo.
Hindi siya recent vandals to the walls of the underground river.
Opo, kasi kagaya nga po ng sinabi ko kanina, noong 1971 lang siya na-declare as a national park. So dati...
So old na yung mga writings na yun?
Opo, dati po kahit sino lang po yung nakakapasok sa cave.
This is where the boat ride ends, as that deeper area of the underground river is impossible to explore due to oxygen deprivation. Nobody has gone to the end part of the cave.
Actually, yung underground river po, kaya po siya napabilang sa World Heritage Site. Kaya siya na-inscribed as a World Heritage Site and napabilang as one of the new 7 wonders of nature is because of its outstanding universal value.
Okay.
So, pasok po yung underground river sa criteria 7 and 10 ng UNESCO World Heritage Site. Yun po yung ganda ng underground river, yung aesthetics po. Tapos yung diverse wildlife or yung biodiversity na hino-host po ng park. So, the park is not just the underground river itself. It is 22,202 hectares of protected landscape. So, within it, talagang napaka-yabong at napaka-samut-sari ng buhay ng mga buhay ilang na nandun sa loob.
Na nandoon sa not only inside the underground river but also surrounding the area. Also known as the city in the forest because of its vast mountains, forests, and beautiful stretch of cream-colored sands. Puerto Princesa is not only known for Puerto Princesa subterranean river or the underground river, but also because of its mangrove site.
Pinagbabawal po namin yung fishing dito.
No fishing.
Then pagkakating po ng mga puno.
Okay.
Dahil
Bakawan.
Yes, po, ng mangrove trees.
Yes.
Dahil ito po ay napaka-importante po sa atin.
Right. So ano-ano ang mga makikita dito sa ano na to, sa area na to, lalo na sa water?
Sa water po, ma'am, meron po kaming mga isda. Alimango, marami po dito. Then sa mga ano naman po, meron kaming monkeys, monitor lizard, then also the snake na yung baby python, then also yung mangrove snake kasi dalawang snake po yung makikita dito.
Manned by the Mangrove Paddleboat Tour Guide Association, this eco-site turned tourist site empowers the local community as the stewards of these natural resources through ecotourism and direct conservation activities.
Because nag-open ito year 2000. Dito po kami para pangalagaan yung aming area kasi pagka wala po kami dito, syempre wala pong mga alaga. Apo, mga
Right.
alaga
And
ng
it
aming
becomes
area.
a livelihood, a sustainable livelihood for the locals.
Apo, for ano lang to mama, as a local kasi hindi po kami ano ng city government kahit na wala po kaming ano dito, at least nandito po kami para mangalagaan ng area.
The locals are one in protecting this from illegal cutting of mangroves.
Naglilinis po kami ng area, tulad po namumulot kami ng empty bottles na mga ano, then
So, may
plastic.
clean up.
Opo, meron po. Kasi every
Continuous
month
clean
po, once a month po, meron kaming day talaga na sa paglilinis ng area. Then sa ano po namin, staff house kasama na rin po.
And protecting the vast wildlife and fauna found in this mangrove forest.
Dito po sa along the river, meron lang po tayong 4 kinds na mangrove. Yung,
4?
Opo.
Okay.
Male and female, tapos yung busa and tabigi.
Okay.
Ito po yung
And this
bunga
is-
ng male and female na mangrove. Ito po yung babae at ito po yung lalaki na mangrove.
The female is a lot bigger.
Yeah, longer.
Longer, bigger siya. Okay,
Ito naman
versus
yung
the male.
I even got to eat a local delicacy of theirs called tamilok.
This is tamilok, one of the exotic food here in Palawan. It's a must-try delicacy. They said your visit is not complete if you have not tried it yet. And vinegar? Mmm, slimy, but very good. Very rich in protein. You must try it too.
Local-based tourism like the Mangrove Tour turns these people as natural guardians of their resources.
Halina uhirang sa barangay Kabayugan, ating masilayan na iibang bakawan, tayo ay mamangka patungong bakawan at kasama natin kaibigan at mahal.
Let's go! I've been to different zipline around the country, but they say the Sabang zipline adventure here in Puerto Princesa is different. Why? This 800-meter zipline will bring me all the way down and right above this turquoise-colored water. So this is how it feels to fly. Only in Sabang Zipline! My last eco trip for today is this Elephant Cave Karst Mountain, an unspoiled limestone which boasts of humongous rock feature. This is called karst topography, which means landscape formed from the dissolution of soluble rocks such as limestone, dolomite, and gypsum. The whole island of Puerto Princesa was believed to be submerged underwater. Thus, all around Palawan, you can see enchanting rock formations. They are actually karst landscapes, made from limestone of calcium carbonate, and as rainwater seeps into the rock, it slowly erodes, and where erosion has worn away the land above ground, steep, rocky cliffs are visible. Puerto Princesa is blessed with the richest flora and fauna. That is why there is a great need to constantly protect these living treasures. Catala Foundation is one group who is active in protecting and conserving wildlife, particularly the Philippine cockatoo and other threatened endemic wildlife in Palawan.
What's Catala all about?
Catala is actually the local name of the Philippine cockatoo. So here in Palawan, it's called Catala. In the Visayas region, it's called Agay or Abukay. From the name itself, we are working really on the conservation of the Philippine cockatoo.
Working to protect and conserve the biological diversity of the cockatoo, along with the help and participation of the local people through community involvement.
There are a little more than 20 cockatoo species all over the world, but there's only one cockatoo in the Philippines. That's the name, that's why it's called Philippine cockatoo.
Here.
But 75 to 90% of the last population of the species could be found here in Palawan. That's why the Catala Foundation is based in Palawan. So it's endemic to the Philippines and it's critically endangered, highest category conservation status before getting extinct in the wild.
The Philippine cockatoo faces habitat destruction due to the cutting of mangroves and forest trees.
What are the threats right now, and how many Philippine cockatoos do we have right now?
In our recent estimates, we have less than 1,000 left in the wild. 75 to 90% of that could be here in Palawan. With more than 300 individuals, meaning individuals, isang pirasong Catala, 300 more are there, could be found. So that's about 30% of the global population. 30, 40 years ago, they were all over in the Philippines, except the higher Luzon. For three major reasons. One is habitat destruction. The species is a lowland forest specialist, meaning it only occupies the lowland forest. Poaching because for the pet trade. You know, the cockatoo is a very charismatic, very nice, very beautiful bird, very intelligent as well, like any other parrots.
You see them a lot on TV.
Yeah, and then they mimic, no? They can talk, they can dance, you can teach them. So it's really very inviting for pet owners to have it. The third is disease, and could be in the 40 years ago, 50 years ago, of course there were many of them, so they were also persecuted because they became pests in our rice fields. But of course that doesn't happen now anymore because
there's not a lot of them.
And because of its unique characteristics, the demand for the Philippine cockatoo is high as pets or as zoo attractions. These beautiful birds are common victims of poaching and illegal selling and buying.
How rich is the biodiversity here in Palawan, and why do you think they reside here?
I think you know that Palawan is the last frontier for the Philippines,
The
right?
last ecological frontier.
That's so from the term itself, we have the best habitat for the wildlife. So that's why. But we should also know that the species here in Palawan are closely more related to those of Borneo and the rest of Southeast Asia than of the Oriental Philippines because of biogeography. No? So we have 4 project sites here. So it's really a full-blown conservation project with nest protection scheme. When we say nest protection scheme, we have wardens, we have ex-poachers converted into wildlife wardens.
Because you were able
so
to
we were able to convince convert them,
That's right.
to train them, and to become the conservationists. So they are the ones, they have traditional knowledge, you know. So our science, our expertise in reading or in literature is mixed with traditional knowledge. Then it's really
working.
nice. Yeah, it's really
It's really
nice.
working.
And we think it's the single most effective strategy because the decline of the population was drastically stopped because of the widening scheme.
And because of their importance to the ecosystem of the forest, the Philippine kakadu and other Philippine wildlife are protected by the Wildlife Conservation and Protection Act of the Philippines and the Republic Act 9147. Violations will lead to severe penalties and several years of imprisonment. Thus, be vigilant and report any poaching and illegal trade of the Philippine kakadu.
This is what we call the Wildlife Act, the Republic Act 9147. This covers all the wildlife species. Wildlife includes plants and animals of the Republic of the Philippines. And in that law, the penalties are equated to the conservation status of the species. So for example, a Philippine cockatoo, if you kill or if you destroy, poach, it can be 300 to 1 million pesos and 12 years imprisonment. Yeah. So the Philippine cockatoo is the same conservation status of the Philippine eagle. Especially when it's a higher conservation status, the DNR really would act on it because you cannot own or have any in your property as a species of high conservation status or threatened for that matter without any registration, proper registration
or documentation.
We help restore that habitat of the Philippine cockatoo. And if there are existing lowland forests, preserve them, conserve them. These are also your source of watershed, of your water cycle to be ensured of all throughout water supply in your area. The Philippine cockatoo is just here in the Philippines, nowhere else in the world. Be a part of it, be counted. Wherever you sight it, report it to DNR, report it to the Catala Foundation. We have a website, so you can be part of that conservation effort. So our motto says, share a place to live. For all you know, lingid sa ating kaalaman, lahat ng mga kailangan natin para mabuhay ay the same resources the animals also require to live. So let's share a place to live.
To continue the entire province's efforts of protecting its environment, one group in Sabang is campaigning for people to start eating and growing organic.
Yung integrated farming systems parang reuse, reduce, and recycle. Yung rice straw na rice straw, ginagamit po namin ginagawang pataba.
Pataba ng lupa?
Yes po, ginagamit po siya para pataba sa gulayan. So in that manner, yung waste ko sa palayan, ginamit ko na isang pataba
para sa
na isang gagamitin ko naman sa pag-grow ko naman ng gulay.
The Sheridan Organic Farm is a 70-hectare land in which 13 hectares is allotted to planting organic rice, 12 hectares for tree planting, and 1.5 hectares to grow organic vegetables, which they hope would be followed by other residents here in Puerto Princesa. You are in charge of the only organic farm here in the protected area of Puerto Princesa. Why organic farm?
Initially, when the resort was established, there is a problem of acquiring vegetable.
Okay.
So the owner,
because of the distance.
Yes, ma'am. When I started here, almost all vegetables came from Baguio.
Ay, Baguio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yung Palawan hindi siya ganun nag-produce kasi mahirap mag-farming po. Okay. So naisipan ng may-ari na mag-establish siya ng sariling farm. So he wants to go organic for the reason din po kasi nasa protected area kami.
Stunning Sheridan Resort and Spa, believes in protecting the environment to its fullest. That is why even its hotel and resort establishment was built with nature in mind.
How did you manage to create this eco-friendly resort?
Actually, Sheridan Beach Resort conceived a green and eco-friendly resort by using the design and construction practices that significantly eliminates or reduces the negative impact of the environmental building.
Located at Sabang Beach, Sheridan not just only protects but also conserves.
Low flow rin siya.
Okay, the water.
Opo,
so
low
regulated
flow.
yung water.
Opo.
Okay, so low flush toilet.
And low flow na water.
Okay, so
shower.
energy, ano nga rin siya. Tsaka yung water conservation.
Yes, ma'am. Kasi usually yung standard na flushing ng is 1.6 gallon per flush. Dito naman sa resort, we're using 1 gallon per flush.
1 gallon lang per flush.
But also conserves water with their rainwater catch basin system.
So how significant yung naging savings ninyo using the solar panel? Kasi I understand these are very expensive.
Yes,
Yes.
malaki po siyang tulong sa in terms of consumption ng fuel.
Okay.
From a certain amount ng binabaan, nakababa po siya ng malaki.
So mga 50%?
50% of the
Mga
consumption
50%
po.
ng cost.
Among the few eco-friendly establishments in Sabang, Puerto Princesa, Sheridan is a good example of working together with nature and not against it.
How you doing, party people? Yeah. Well, this is Andrew E. once again. All right. When the night, has come, baby, at pinatayang ilaw, o banyo queen.
Palawan is one of the most beautiful and blessed places in the world, thanks to its irregular coastlines, rocky coves, sugary white sandy beaches, and virgin forests. It has merited its own Republic Act 7611 that adopts Strategic Environment Plan for Palawan. Also known as SEP for Palawan Act, it calls the state to protect, develop, and conserve its natural resources, and at the same time, pursue socio-economic development goals of the country. Now, wouldn't it be nice if all eco-sites in the country are recognized and protected by everyone, the state, LGU, and by you and me? Remember that we have a moral and eco-obligation to protect the environment by just planting 1 tree in every place you visit, not throwing your garbage in the land and water, and not polluting the air would mean a lot to Mother Earth. I'm Ruby, reminding you that Mother Earth calls on to you to be a responsible tourist and a responsible citizen of planet Earth.